So we allowed Alex Smith to almost bring this team back. And then I'm watching the game and I'm thinking like, wow, Alex Smith, I really do this, because the story of the Giants season at this point is basically we're going to let the backup quarterback kill us. Hey, what's going on? I'm Keys here at Sportsvibestv, and the New York Giants just beat the Washington football team 23-20. In the first half, the team looked very good. We were able to score running the ball. Wayne Gallman brought the ball in from the 2-yard line. Daniel Jones, he also got in on the action. He threw a touchdown pass to Evan Ingram, who, for the most part, Evan Ingram had a pretty good game, but he had one terrible drop that would have given the Giants a first down, and it would have put us in field goal position, and it would have allowed us to make the lead it would have given us a touchdown lead or 6-point lead as opposed to a 3-point lead. And it would have made life a little bit tougher for the Washington football team. And he's got to work on stop dropping the ball, because he continues to have drops. He had a drop earlier in the game as well that almost turned into an interception. And luckily that ball hit the floor first. But Evan Ingram, he has to work on his hands. He's a pass catching tight end that continuously drops the ball, which is irritating as a Giants fan. Now, Daniel Jones, he did fumble the ball twice. Luckily for him, he was able to recover them both times, and it wasn't turned into a turnover. So that's one positive. We weren't giving our defense, a short field to defend on. Also, Andrew Thomas got benched in this game. He got benched for Matt Pert, and Matt Pert actually played two positions. He played right tackle for a drive, if I'm not mistaken. He came in for Cam Fleming. They didn't specify if that was due to Cam Fleming's performance or if that was just due to an injury or he needed to catch a breather. They didn't really touch on it as much. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more backstory in the post-game press conferences and things like that. But Matt Pert did end the game at left tackle. He came in for Andrew Thomas. There were a few blown blocks that Andrew Thomas ended up having, and it really ended up negatively affecting Daniel Jones, obviously. And there was one where Andrew Jones let the inside defender in, and he had a wide open shot at I was about to call him Eli, at Daniel Jones. And luckily Daniel Jones was able to get the ball away. But there was that play. There was another play where it was some sort of a flea flicker, and I don't know what was going on that play, because in order to sell the run, the offensive linemen have to do some sort of run blocking, and they would pass blocking. So as they were trying to complete the flea flicker, as Lewis was throwing it back to Daniel Jones, Daniel Jones was sitting there with like 3 killers next to him. So I don't understand how that play design was supposed to be set up originally. Typically, when you see a flea flicker, you see everybody run block, the quarterback stay back, and then Deion Lewis would flip it to Daniel Jones. But in this instance, we kind of saw the offensive linemen just let everybody do what they want, laissez-faire, as they say in economics. So I don't know what was going on, and Andrew Thomas was not performing well, especially in the second half. Like, the New York Giants went into halftime up 20-3, and for us to only come out and win 23-20 against the Washington football team that was playing with their backup quarterback, because Kyle Allen, unfortunately, was lost due to injury. He had a very gruesome ankle injury. So we allowed Alex Smith to almost bring this team back. And then I'm watching the game and I'm thinking like, wow, Alex Smith, I really do this, because the story of the Giants season at this point is basically we're going to let the backup quarterback kill us. That's basically how this season has, gone about itself. So to see the Giants actually, bend but not break down at the last stretch of the game, we were able to put the game away by intercepting Alex Smith twice. We ended up getting 2 interceptions, one by I always want to call him Julius Peppers, like the guy from the Panthers, but Peppers was able to get the interception, and that allowed us to seal the game. So I think the Giants are doing what they have to do week to week to improve, but you still see instances where the team isn't necessarily putting together a full 60-minute football game. Like in the second half, like I said before, Alex Smith was able to drive up and down the field with relative ease. And that's something the Giants are going to have to try to, try to stop. Teams at the end of games have too much success driving the length of the field and putting themselves in position to tie. And until the Giants, start shoring up our defense in those last minutes of the game and our 2-minute defense, 4-minute defense, whatever you want to call it, we aren't going to be able to beat good teams. We were able to beat the Washington football team today because they're not a great team, but I don't see us being victorious against some of the elite talent in the league until we shore up some of the mistakes and the mental lapse we have on both defense and offense. So you guys who watch the game, let me know what you think. Do you guys think the Giants are on a positive trajectory? Because look at the landscape now. If I'm not mistaken, the Giants are only a game and a half out of first place. And yes, we're 2-7, but the Eagles, if I'm not mistaken, they're 3-4-1. So if we can get a nice stretch of games going together, we have a softer spot in our schedule coming up. If we're able to do some positive things on the football field against some of these weaker teams that we're about to face, and then we also have to face the Eagles again, if I'm not mistaken. So if we're able to get a little bit closer to the Eagles, maybe within a half game or so, and then face them later on in the season and win, we could be in the driver's seat of this league, of this division, because once again, the Cowboys are dealing with a gluttony of injuries to their quarterback at the quarterback position. And as we see, the Washington football team, they have their own issues. They have their own demons to deal with. It looks like they're going to have to thrust Dwayne Haskins back into, I don't know, the starting position, but they're going to have to dress him now. So we'll see how that goes over there. But you guys let me know down in the comments. Once again, I'm Keith, host of Sportsvibestv, and I'm out.